with many discomforts.
Start with the worst one.
I am hungry.
Plural tiny snacks.
These snacks will make me thirsty. I am also cold.
The cold air is blasting on you. You can reduce it.
I like the air, but do not want to be cold.
Have I met your expectations?
There is one more discomfort. The star is in my eyes, and I am reluctant to reach over this being. You are a great flying machine comfort supervisor.
So based on the New York Times bestseller, which is also based on a viral sensation that's based on our unique world, I'm talking about Strange Planet and chatting with creator Nathan Pyle. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing, Trevor?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. We're excited for everyone to see this show.
We're so excited. So take us back to the very beginning. How did you come up with the concept for Strange Planet?
My wife and I lived in a small apartment, and we were hiding all of our possessions before our friends came over for a party, and decided to make that a comic. And especially from the perspective of beings that might be on another planet, it did seem especially odd. And once people saw that and they saw the way the beings were drawn, they realized, oh, this is a really fun concept. So why don't you keep going? So I did birthday parties, blowing out candles, drawing an arrow through a heart on Valentine's Day. All these little things that, of course, are very familiar to us, but in that context, can seem kind of odd. And that's how it all started. I did one comic a day for 365 days straight. And that was a really fun and busy beginning to Strange Planet, but that's how it all started.
And now a whole new audience gets the chance to see Strange Planet on Apple TV Plus. What was it like building this show?
Well, working with Dan Harmon was a tremendous boost because he understands television in a way that, it spans a whole lifetime of understanding. He's got encyclopedia-like knowledge of every TV show and movie, I think. This was fun because we could envision now a more robust three-dimensional world that you can walk into. And now you're thinking about sitting on the bus, or the group roll machine, as they call it, sitting on the bus with the beings. Now you're watching their foot orb, their soccer teams together with them. You're doing little things that you've always wanted to kind of get a glimpse of in the comics, and now you can actually imagine doing it, which is really, really fun.
And so you're very particular not to say aliens, which I like. These are beings. For those who aren't familiar with the comic, what are the beings? What are they about? What's their whole premise?
The reason I don't say aliens is that often brings with it a lot of connotations about these unemotional, or maybe even sometimes hostile visions we have in certain movies or TV shows. These beings are on their own planet. We, the viewers, are visiting them. And they happen to have a world that in some ways mirrors and looks a lot like ours, perhaps predates ours even. And that's what's fun about them is it's like, imagine if a whole planet were full of beings and they all went to therapy, all of them. Every single one went to therapy and knew how to express their emotions in really unique and creative ways. I think that's what makes Strange Planet part of the warmth and the kindness that draws people in. It's from expressing emotions, crying, hugging each other, being able to talk about crying in the shower. If you cried in the shower this morning, that's okay. This is part of life, and this is an example of how beings can be honest with each other.
Yeah. And 6 million followers on Instagram. This is such a new way for people to see them on their screens. Can you give us a little premise of the show compared to what the comics were about?
Sure. Yeah, we worked really hard to make sure there were these storylines that will capture the viewers, and each time there's some new beings you get to meet. Every episode you meet some new beings, but there are a few recurring characters as well. But you get a glimpse in the world immediately. There's one episode that's a lot about sports. It's a lot about their game called Foot Orb, which is a lot like soccer on our planet. Or football in most of the world. But it's a really fun example of how we get a little glimpse into how the beings interact with each other, especially with their friends and their family, but especially as it revolves around something like a talent show or a soccer game or an eclipse. Like, those are all things that you might just see on the planet.
And you mentioned the different characters we get to see. Hannah Einbinder from Hacks is one of the voice actresses.
Yes.
What's it like getting that cast all together?
Oh, it's a terrific cast, and what's neat is we're doing so much of this remotely, but hearing the voice and seeing the voices kind of placed together, there's something magical when you hear the right voices together. So Danny Pudi and Demi Adejuyigbe are two characters who get to interact quite a bit, and it's something magical when you hear voices that just match each other, complement each other so well. Hannah Einbinder and Lori Ten also interact quite a bit, and their voices match so well. Tunde Adebimpe does quite a bit of some narration at the beginning of the episodes, in addition to being one of the characters, and it's just it's a special voice. I'd always loved Tunde's music, so hearing his voice in this show is a really, really fun way.
I'm so excited for people to get reintroduced to the world of Strange Planet. New episodes are released Wednesdays on Apple TV Plus. Thanks a lot, Nathan.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.